Big Ten college basketball. Indiana's really good. They've got Bart's got a tremendous team, and that was kind of a tale of two halves in a lot of ways. I'm going to start this off with Io DeSumo, I think, setting the tone in the first half, diving on the floor 3 times for a loose ball. That's Illinois basketball. Just so happens there was a lot of plays in between there, and a couple other possessions with guys on the floor, and the last play of the game happens in one of the most critical times, and Andres Feliz dives on the floor to save a ball game, to save a possession for them, take it away. Those are the little things that allow you to win. And I was very, very proud of Georgie Bashashvili tonight. The job he did in the second half on one of the best freshmen in the country, in Trace. I guess I shouldn't call him a freshman anymore. He's played enough games. He's a veteran now. But I thought it was a battle of not just 2 of the best freshmen in the Big Ten, but in all the country. And then I will say I'm really proud of Kofi because he was not very good the first half. We really challenged him in the second half. And then with the game in the balance, we kept going to him. And it's a great feeling to know that you can get the ball to the front of the rim, and he's going to make free throws, or we're going to score. And then of course Io adds another page in the chapter of his game-ending endeavors, I guess. But like any other game in this league, guys, it's really hard to win, and it's every game's going to be 1 or 2 possessions, and tonight was no different against a very, very good and well-coached Indiana team.
Jeremy, you're in front.
Brad, we've seen every game in this league is really intense, but obviously they're playing for a lot, you're playing for a lot. It's March. How ready do you think your team is for March, and what did it show?
Yeah, that's what we've been talking about. It's March. It's March. You know, a lot of times in March, you get beat, you go home. And this is why you lift. This is why you run. This is why you sweat in July. This is why you keep lifting and you keep doing the things we're doing now, and you push through it. You push through the dog days so that you can get to this point. And I feel like we're in a really, really good place. And I love the human beings in that locker room because of their character. And not only are we playing hard and it's intense, but we're also having fun. And that's a big part of this time of year.
Eric?
How did the adjustment of putting Georgie on Jackson Davis maybe free up Kofi for help side rotations and pick up those blocks on those post-ups by Jackson Davis?
Well, their personnel allowed us to basically keep a foot in the paint. We didn't have to step too far out with Kofi, and part of the reason I was upset with Kofi in the first half was he allowed those catches when he was on him, and Georgie just didn't allow them. DeMonte didn't allow him, to be honest. And then when DeMonte went down with a sprained ankle, he was he did an unbelievable job. That was Georgie defensively last year, and just didn't allow touches, and he's to be commended for that.
Julie?
Brad, I mean, it's no secret that Andres has made kind of those tough plays, those dive on the floor plays, but even back to the recruiting process, I guess when you were looking at him initially, what did you see out of him to know that that was
winner, 2-time state champion in junior college, high school state champion, national junior college champion, winner, and you find a guy who's done it on a worldwide stage with being part of his Dominican team. He was mature beyond his years, so he plays that way, and was those are the things that become. You can always replace points. You can always replace rebounds. Those are the intangible things, and those are the character things that become really hard to replace. And he's a senior, and you expect those things from seniors. But boy, he's outstanding.
Thank you, Roy.
You talk a lot about when you got here building your culture, and now you've mentioned it today. You had guys diving on the floor all game. Can you just talk a little bit about how that's developed and what this team's mindset is right now?
Yeah, it's experience, it's leadership, it's veterans, it's guys understanding what it takes to win. I don't care, they can turn on a TV at any point and watch any successful team, NBA or college, and find guys that dive on the floor and guys that take charges and you know, and I'm, the maturation for Io doing those things is huge. But those are the important things. We keep emphasizing them. You can practice them, you can do whatever, but until you actually do it and see the results, sometimes it's can be a little bit coach is just full of it, but it truly does win, and then never more evidence than some of the plays Dre's making this year and now Io.
Here to your left.
Yes, Coach, you talked about the matchup of Trey Jackson-Davis and Kofi Cochran being two of the best freshmen in the country. I guess from the sidelines, how did you see that matchup play out?
Trace won the first half, was pretty doggone good, and you know, I thought Kofi balanced that out in the second half, and again, it's never a team effort or an individual effort. It's never that one-on-one balance, but you know, Trace has got great length. He's got unbelievable anticipation. I enjoy watching him play, especially on the glass, because he's got an innate ability to find the ball. And we didn't hit it. I mean, he had 4 offensive rebounds, and you know, our first shot defense was pretty good, and he gets 4 rebounds and keeps possessions alive in which they score. And it was disappointing because we were down 8 at half on the glass.
Brad, back here. Right.
Last 30 seconds, you ran one inbounds play on the inline where you got the ball to Monte, and then he missed the free throw. Next time you get it to Io. Was the play designed to maybe get it to Trenner Io, but DeMonte was the one that was open on that play?
Io was taking the ball out, and obviously you like those situations because Io's your best passer, and you also know he's going to get open. Actually, I think Dre came open and threw it to DeMonte. And I got all the confidence in the world. DeMonte's in that situation again; he'll make it. The next possession, there wasn't going to be any question who we were getting the ball to, and you know, we just ran a sideline line play that we practiced a bunch, and Io just broke and was able to kill 3 or 4 seconds as well.
Coach, 3 years ago, you sat up here and you talked to us about your culture, piggyback off it a little bit, and now you're in year 3. What is the culture that you're looking for? Is this Brad Underwood basketball? Is this what you're talking about when you told us 3 years ago?
Darn close, darn close. You know, I think we're. Here's what you guys miss and all that. I mean, we can talk about the hustle plays, and we can talk about the defense and the numbers and all that, but it's the locker room, and it's the guys in the locker room, and that has to jive with the guys on our coaching staff, because if your locker room is never right, I don't care, you're not going to win. I don't care how talented you are, you're going to lose. So it goes beyond that. I mean, when I talk about character, that means a lot to me. And I mean, we've got guys working their tail off. Georgie Bashanichvili, we all know Georgie had been struggling. And yet, if you want to watch our bench, and when I watch film, I pay more attention to him than I do the game sometimes. That young man is standing up cheering. He's never put his dauber down. He's been in the gym by 8 o'clock every morning working. And that's your locker room. That's your character. That allows you to build the culture that Io DeSumo gets on the floor, that Georgie doesn't allow a catch, that Dre gets on the floor. And that's what we're continuing to strive for here. The other stuff is, yes, we're hustle plays, rebounds, block shots, good offense. That's the visual stuff, but you don't do that without the locker room first.
Here to the right.
Brad, you talked a lot about what Kofi's done to succeed since he's gotten here, but honestly, did you expect him to be at this point playing 35 minutes a game and doing what he's doing?
No. I mean, I don't expect many freshmen to do that. I've been blessed, very, very blessed. We've had Io DeSumo and Kofi that have been put in that situation. Okay, a little bit out of necessity, but most importantly, have capitalized on it. So no, I don't ever expect that much from freshmen. That's a lot in this league.
Jim.
Coach, you say you never look at standings, but 2 games to go, you're still in the title race. Io mentioned that you can go after a championship this week. A little bit, the significance of that for you in the final 2 games.
Yeah, we came here to win Big Ten championships. I don't know whether I mean, it's the next game, yes. Just keep winning and trying to stack them up, but we came here to win Big Ten championships. We've talked a lot about that. You know, we're not out of it yet, and we're in the last week of the season, so I feel great about that, and I'm so happy for our fans, which by the way tonight were incredible. It's probably as good as an environment as I've seen in my time here tonight in that stretch, and I can't say we don't have the most passionate fans, but we got some of the smartest fans as well, but we're in the last week and we're still alive and kicking.
Scott?
I don't know if relax is the right word, but was Georgie's maybe more settled today?
I think it was more confident. I think, you know, Georgie's, I'm really proud of Georgie. I'll get emotional if I talk about Georgie, but he's in a really good place right now. I mean, he's in a good place, and we just keep him there.
Derek and Bill?
You've won a lot of these in these late game moments. Seems to be a confidence or an expectation that you guys are going to come out on the right side. What do you see in the huddles or in those times out of your team now that maybe wasn't there earlier this year or earlier in your tenure?
Well, experience. Experience, confidence. You know, it's nice when you've got guys. You know, ran a play to Dre. Ran plays to Kofi. Kofi's like, throw me the ball, I'm gonna at least get fouled and make the free throws. I always like, throw me the ball, I'm gonna get fouled and make the free throws. You got guys hungry for it, and that's the main difference is they want to be in those situations and they're confident and they're in.
Brad?
Indiana has a lot of length on the wing and inside, and it seems like they gave you some problems, finishing at the rim or getting clean looks from. Is that something that has? How do you counteract that? I guess.
I was more bothered by the looks they got from three. I mean, they're one of the poorer shooting teams, Gent had the scout. He told him, he said every time Green makes one, every single time the next time he touches it, it's going up, and he's 2 feet behind it. I don't know. It hasn't bothered us much. I don't worry about that a whole lot. Different ways to attack that, but they're good, and they're extremely well coached.
Brad, you mentioned you went to Kofi obviously down the stretch there, and outside of his sheer size, what gives you the confidence that he's going to make the right play and deliver?
Well, I mean, you get him 3 feet from the rim. I mean, there's a lot of good things going to happen, and it was his early deep post ups. It was his ability to just create just a little bit of an angle. He had a size advantage, not just in girth, but in height as well. And Kofi doesn't shy from those moments. I mean, he wants the ball. He knows he's going to get fouled.
Kofi credited his career high 6 blocks to the work that you guys have been putting in practice. You mentioned specifically work that he's done with you. How does it feel as his coach to see that hard work paying off in a game like
well, it's you want him to get to the level that he's capable of. So he's fun to work with because he just keeps wanting more. You forget he's an 18-year-old kid. He's emotional sometimes, but his physical tools just make it fun to work with every day. And he's eager. So, again, it was nice to see him be dominant on that end.
Io's definitely developed consistency as a closer in a closer role. Did you see him having that mentality and having that trait when you were recruiting him?
Yeah, I mean, he's a winner. He won a couple state titles in high school. He always had the ball in those moments. Always had the ball at the end of a quarter, end of a half. And some guys have a knack for it, and he does. And then obviously, his confidence has grown in those situations because he did it 3 or 4 or 5 times last year for us.
Anything else for Coach? All right, thank you.
Thank you.